Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Kyle Dean, sex and empowerment coach, and I help people all over the world to live an empowered life, which means to be educated and to stand in their personal power, which is the topic of today's discussion, how you can stand in your personal power and all the areas that you're leaking your energy and leaking your power so that other people can take advantage of you. So let's stop doing that. Let's get right into the video. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get more content just like this so you can live an empowered life. So, standing in your personal power. Well, for starters, what is your personal power? Your personal power is when you are living true to what you believe and what is important to you. Everyone has different beliefs, but if we are lying to ourselves and not actually standing in our integrity and in what we truly believe in, then we're not living in our power. Also, it requires accepting all parts of you, the good and the ugly, the light and the dark. When we don't own the parts of us that we're insecure about, those things that we want to stuff away and hide, that's when someone else can have power over us because they know we're fearful of it. We're fearful of someone knowing that information. So when we own that, we can take our power back. Also, it is the recognition that your actions and inactions provide you agency over your life. If you don't choose to take action, well, someone else is going to take action for you. So when you recognize that your actions create your reality, you can stand in your personal power over your life. Now, ways in which we give up our personal power are many, okay? And this doesn't even include all of them, but these are many of the common ways we give up our power, such as making decisions out of fear instead of love. Oftentimes, we decide not to do something because we're fearful. We engage in negative self-talk, putting ourselves down, calling ourselves all these names and making ourselves out to be this horrible person. Playing it small, feeling like, I can never be that person, I can never do those things, I have imposter syndrome. Basically, cutting ourselves off from opportunity. Not voicing our opinion or stance, just generally not using our voice to speak up for ourselves. Self-sabotaging, getting in our own way of success. Staying stuck in the past and allowing our past to dictate how we feel today or our future. That, I've done those things, so I'm not good enough. Putting blame on everyone else. Ding dang, welcome to 2024, where everyone and society is being conditioned to blame everyone, the government, this group, that group, and instead of pointing the finger at yourself and taking responsibility. Not owning your truth. Again, all those nasty, ugly things that we hide about ourselves, when we don't own those, we give up our power. Lying to ourselves. If we can't be honest with ourselves, we're not going to be honest with the world, and we're not going to live an authentic life. And just not taking action. When we don't take action, don't expect your life to get better or to live a life that you enjoy. Now, what happens when we give up our power? Well, someone else takes ownership of our life. Someone takes ownership of that power. And possibly, if they choose to, they use it against us. That's how they take advantage of us. Because we don't speak up, so they make the decisions. And we don't get what we want out of life. Because if we're not choosing to take action, choosing to utilize our power, our agency, someone else is going to do it. And so we lose opportunities, job opportunities, raise opportunities, opportunities for relationships. We allow abuse to occur even if we don't speak up in those vulnerable times where someone is taking advantage of us, advantage of our salary, advantage of our body in sexual situations. Abuse can occur. And so I want to give an example quickly of someone in my life who gave up their power to me and is fearful of taking ownership of his power. I have a friend and he's in the closet, he's gay, and I've been trying to help him to come out and own that, to own his identity and who he truly is. But he's too fearful of what the world is going to think of him, and he continues to live in misery, hiding this part of himself. And the truth is, I know it. And although I'm a good friend, and I would never do this, he's given me the opportunity, the power, if I want, to exert that power over him. That if I want to out him to the public, that if I want to put it all over social media, this person's gay, I could do that because he gave me that power and because he doesn't own it because he doesn't just say and put it out there into the world that this is who I am, take it or leave it. Because once he does that, I have no more power over that. That he has that power, that he owns who he is, and he's not afraid for the world to know, and he accepts himself. And so many of us give up our power in similar ways. So you need to reflect on where you're doing the same thing. Now, there's many ways to reclaim and stand in your power, but you have to first determine where you're giving up your power in the first place. Now, ways that we can reclaim our power include learning who you are and what you want in life authentically, without the opinions of others, right? We have all those ingrained ideas of what we think we should do, but instead really getting aligned with what we truly want to do and who we truly are. And being brutally honest with ourselves, knowing your values and developing integrity and standing in that integrity. Taking full responsibility for your life and stop blaming the world for your problems. We have had issues in our lives, abuse maybe, where that wasn't our fault, but it is our responsibility to handle it, to heal, to grow, to learn, all those things. Owning your truths, just like my friend struggles to, you need to own yours, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Pause before making decisions to ensure you don't make them emotional. Stop reacting to life out of your emotions and out of your nervous system getting triggered. And create and stand tall in your boundaries. Fiercely hold to your no when you say no to someone, and state your opinion. Stop holding back your voice. And lastly, put an end to your negative self-talk that's putting you down day in and day out and making you play it small. So it's basically doing all the opposite ways of the ways that are giving up your power. So now I want you to take a moment to reflect on your life. If it already hasn't come up as you're watching and listening to this video, take a moment. Everything since the start of this year, this is 2024, how often are you giving up your personal power? And in what ways? Did any of those ways that I spoke about in which you give up your personal power speak to you? If you're like, yeah, I do that all the time, or I don't do that, and that's why I give up my power, and I feel hopeless, I feel powerless, I feel like everyone has power over me. And once you recognize those, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? Are you going to keep on with the status quo of doing the same behaviors? Because you're not going to get a different result. You're not going to feel more powerful if you keep playing it small and keeping your mouth shut and being afraid of the world. And so it's easy for me to say like, hey, you need to change this, but it can be really hard when we've been so conditioned to act and behave in a certain way for so long. And so oftentimes, in order to change our behaviors and to take power back in our life so that we do not continue this, then it requires getting support in knowing how to do this so that people stop taking advantage of you and you stop holding yourself back from opportunities, from love, from healthy relationships, from living a healthy, bountiful life, to stop getting in your own way. And so that's something I help people do. I help empower you to live in a fulfilled life that is truthful and aligned with who you truly are, despite what your family thinks, your friends think, social media, or Karen on Facebook. That you are living a life aligned with you and you accept you for who you are. I myself am recording this from Guatemala. I run my own business. I do my own thing. And I couldn't do this from the beginning. I had to get help to really learn who I was and accept who I was and be okay with that. Because I don't live a standard life. Many people want this life, but many people judge me for it too. And so I help you to do the same. Whether it's wanting to live in Guatemala or start a family or start a business, I don't care what it is. But I want to help support and encourage you to get to who you are, regardless of what other people think of you and what they want for you, and create those behaviors and habits that help you create that life, to discover who you are, what you value, and how you want to live your life through education, support, and community, so that you create sustainable change and don't fall back into the old habits. Because many of us, we try and do these things all on our own and make these changes, but it's hard. It's hard, and it gets uncomfortable. And so if you want that help, if you want that support, I highly recommend it because it's what I needed to make big leaps and bounds in my life, and I still get that help. I still have my own coaches and supporters. And so if you want that help, schedule a consult call with me below this YouTube video, or you can just go to my Instagram and send me a DM and we'll get the conversation started there. But the worst thing that you can do is not do anything, is to watch this video, hope that it goes into your brain through osmosis and nothing changes, to go about your day and continue the same behaviors. So if you want to make change, you have to take action in some form or way. And if you need someone to hold you accountable, to put your feet to the fire, and also provide you that positive support and encouragement, that's what coaching does. And that's where I can help you get to the next level, not in months from now, not in years from now, just in a few weeks. And I say that because I've had other clients do exactly the same, to stop their old behaviors and create a new life that is aligned with them and brings them happiness. So if you want that, schedule a consult call below this video or send me a DM on Instagram, and I promise we can create a plan individualized to you and provide you the support you need to make change in under 90 days. So if that sounds good to you, just go ahead and schedule. I look forward to reaching out to you. I look forward to chatting with you. And as always, if you want more content just like this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and reach out if you have any questions. I am here to help when I can. I love you, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Chat.